Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex here. Today we are here with another F1 2015 video, but we're not actually going to be talking about F1 2015 or anything to do with the game today. We're going to be talking about a real life Formula 1, because I used to do a series called The Inside Line where I talked about real life Formula 1 news, and I sort of just stopped that series and I sort of forgot how much I enjoyed making that series. So this could be a restart of that series, because I really enjoyed it. And if you guys enjoy it as well, let me know in the comment section down below after you've watched this video whether you'd like to see this sort of video weekly. Also let me know if you don't want to see this sort of video as well, because that'll make my decision a bit better. But anyway, yeah, hopefully you enjoy this sort of series, and hopefully it can be a long series because I enjoy making it quite a lot. So anyway, the first part of this new part of this series, I suppose you can say, is to talk about Honda, because today they said, or no, it was yesterday, sorry, they said that they reckon they got 25 more horsepower than Renault. Like, wow, that's quite a bold statement then, considering how badly Honda and McLaren have been doing this year. Lots of problems with the Honda power unit throughout the year, and McLaren haven't done exactly the greatest job, I'd say, with their car. I mean, it's probably not that bad of a car, but you can see in some areas and some parts of the track it's understeering, oversteering all over the place, and the car just doesn't look like it's settled at all on the track at time to time. So yeah, I'm not expecting the car to be that good, but I know that I'm not expecting the engine to be good there either. But I can't see personally how they got to this conclusion. I mean, you look at some of the straight line tests, and some of the Renaults are sometimes way up there because they trim out the downforce. So it's really tough to call, because obviously the chief executive of Honda doesn't really know what Renault have even got in terms of their power and that sort of stuff. So I think it's a bold statement, but he also does say in here they're nearly 50 brake horsepower behind Mercedes, so that is a big difference. Basically, he's saying here there's 100 horsepower between the Mercedes car and the Renault car. It would explain quite a bit, obviously, this year, but wow, that's quite a big amount of horsepower that Renault are down, if this is all true. But yeah, I suppose the chief executive of Honda does know what he's doing, and he knows what he's saying. So, Yeshuri Arai, I think that's how you pronounce his name, who's the person that has talked about these claims that they've got 25 more horsepower than Renault. But I don't know, personally, just from an outsider looking in, I can't see how they got to this conclusion. But they've probably got all these tests and everything that they know where they're at in terms of horsepower and that sort of stuff, and they've probably heard details about the Renault power unit as well. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Do you think that Honda are really ahead of Renault in the power game this year? I mean, personally, I just can't see it. I see Honda at the bottom still. I mean, obviously they've got more engine tokens or something to help their engine development, but at the moment they're still down there. I mean, their best results are 5th place. They've only been in the points like 3 or 4 times with both drivers this year. So yeah, at the end of the day, I don't exactly think that Honda are going to be challenging for podiums like Renault were with Red Bull, obviously, in Hungary soon. But who knows, something crazy could happen. But I can't see McLaren Honda being anywhere near the podium again this year. But who knows, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. The second thing I want to talk about in this video is Carlos Sainz, because obviously he hasn't had exactly the best season so far, and in my opinion at least, it's not because of him. He's drove some amazing races this year just to be let down by the car. I mean, if we look through some of his results this year, he's retired the last 4 Grand Prix in a row, and also the Bahrain Grand Prix as well. So that's 5 retirements so far out of 11 races, which is very disappointing for him. I don't think any of those, I remember correctly, are through damage. I think that's just down to the car being unreliable. And if you look obviously on the other side of the garage, you see Max Verstappen getting some really good results, and I bet Carlos Sainz is feeling a bit demoralised. Like, I know I can be nearly as fast, or maybe as fast as Verstappen on day to day, but the car's just not there for me at the moment. I feel sorry for Carlos Sainz, to be perfectly honest. I didn't really rate him when he was in GP3, but he had a great World Series by Renault campaign last year, and he thoroughly deserved a chance in Formula 1. But it's just really disappointing how his car is just so unreliable this year. I'm not too sure whether something within the team that needs to just quickly sort out. Maybe it's some sort of problem with his specific car, but it is disappointing for Carlos Sainz, obviously, because even though it's his first year in Formula 1, he's still fighting for his seat. He hasn't got a seat for next season. And if Renault and well, there's talks that Renault might take over the team, like, where would he go from there? Because he's a Red Bull driver, he doesn't really have any association with Renault. You'd assume that if Renault did take over, they'd probably keep Verstappen still, but Carlos Sainz, with some of the results this year, obviously all those retirements, maybe they wouldn't want him to stay in the team. So yeah, I can't see, really, in my opinion, I can't see them sacking Carlos Sainz for next season, or not, not giving him another contract, if you will. But it's just disappointing, in my opinion, to see Carlos Sainz have so many retirements through no fault of his own. And I really do hope that they can sort it out, because I want to see a really, really good race between Verstappen and Sainz, because there's always lots of people saying, oh, this person's better, this person's better, but I still don't think we've had exactly a fair fight between them this year. But, hopefully that'll change towards the last or second half of the season here. I'm sure we will have a chance to see who is the better driver. I'm sure lots of people will put Verstappen down in the comment section down below. I'm sure some will put Sainz as well. I'm still sort of sitting on the fence about this one, because there's been so many retirements for Sainz. I think it's a bit unfair to cast the call just on the amount of points he scored. But yeah, I suppose that is how Formula 1 is judged nowadays. The amount of points you score determines where you are in the championship, and what sort of teams you're looking at for another season in the sport. But anyway, that's it for this video. I've talked about Renault and Renault and Honda engines, and also about Carlos Sainz in this video. Let me know if you'd like to see more of this sort of stuff in the future in the comment section down below. It's been X out here. Goodbye.